Calvoltsar.
What's up, beautiful people? Calvoltsar here, and I hope you guys are as excited for the demo as I am. Now, before the demo, I thought I would put out a quick video on the character stats in Outriders. So, on the screen now, you can see a character sheet. This is going to be available in your menu when you're looking at your character. It's going to tell you your firepower, your anomaly power, your armor, and your health. Now, underneath each of these categories, you will find the character stats that fall underneath that category. For example, underneath firepower, you will find your critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Another example would be in armor is where you'll find your physical damage reduction and your resistances. Now, you have the four main categories: firepower, anomaly power, armor, and health, and then you have 16 character stats. These 16 character stats are going to be the possible attributes that you will find on your weapons and armor. Additionally, you can find some broader attributes like bonus firepower or bonus health. Additionally, you will receive bonuses to these character stats depending on the choices that you make in your character tree. Smaller nodes are going to have more straightforward bonuses like plus 10% weapon damage, while larger nodes are going to have more intricate bonuses depending on your skill usage or giving you bonuses to certain weapon archetypes. Alright guys, now I'm going to go over the description of each of these character stats, starting with the main categories. Alright, first up we have firepower. Now, firepower increases the weapon damage your character deals. This increase can be found in the weapon damage stat. Up next we have anomaly power. Anomaly power increases the damage dealt by melee skills and status effects. This increase is displayed in the skill damage bonus stat. Up next we have armor. Now, we don't have a tooltip for armor, but we do have a description from one of the People Can Fly developers on Reddit. The description states your armor converts to physical damage reduction, which is percentage damage reduction on incoming physical damage. And then finally we have health, and while we do not have a tooltip for health, I think we all know what health is, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Alright, next I'm going to go over each individual character stat, and I am going to first go over the ones that we're probably all familiar with from other games. First, weapon damage bonus, the percentage of increased damage for all weapons. Next, critical hit chance, the chance to inflict a random critical hit with weapons. Next we have critical hit damage, the total weapon damage increase of your critical hits and headshots, includes weapon-based damage and all bonuses. This means that headshots will always count as a critical hit, while you also have a damage to inflict critical hits on other areas of the enemy. And for our last common character stat, we have our global cooldown reduction, reducing the cooldown of all of your skills. Alright, now I'm going to move into the more unique character stats, or at least worded uniquely specific for Outriders. I'm going to start with firepower and work my way down. First up, we have close range weapon damage, the bonus weapon damage dealt to enemies within 10 meters of you. Up next, we have long range weapon damage, the bonus weapon damage dealt to enemies further than 18 meters away from you. An interesting side note is that the Technomancer has skills in its character tree that reduce the distance considered for long range weapon damage bonuses. Alright, and for the last firepower character stat, we have armor pierce, the percentage of enemy armor that is ignored when dealing weapon damage. The higher the enemy's armor value, the higher armor piercing will scale and deal greater damage. Alright, moving on to the anomaly power category, the first character stat we have is skill damage bonus, the percentage increase in anomaly damage dealt by melee, skills, and status effects. Alright, up next is the status power character stat, the increase to the damage of burning, toxic, and bleeding, and the increase in the duration of freeze, ash, vulnerable, and weakness. The last character stat that we have for the anomaly power category is resistance pierce, the percentage of enemy resistance that is ignored when dealing ability damage. Moving on to the armor category, the first character stat that we have is physical damage reduction, the protection provided by your armor against enemy physical attacks. Now, the next sentence is a little confusing and we have not had a reply from People Can Fly yet, but it says the physical damage reduction against enemies from the highest world tier or challenge tier you can reach is, and in this case it says 47%. We're not sure if that scales depending on the world tier that you can achieve, but it does appear that there is a cap on the physical damage reduction that you can receive at any given time. Alright, the final character stat for the armor category is resistance, the protection provided by your gear against anomaly attacks and status damage. Moving on to the health category, the first character stat that we have is health regeneration. Now, we do not have a tooltip for this stat, but it is safe to assume that this is just passive health regeneration on top of the healing mechanic that your character has. Alright, up next we have the healing received bonus. The bonus healing added to direct heals does not affect leech and regeneration. This means that the bonus healing received from this character stat will only apply to the direct healing from your character healing mechanic and not from the life leech from your weapons, skills, skills, or the regeneration stat. Up next, we have Weapon Life Leech, the percentage of health regained by dealing weapon damage. And for our final character stat, we have Skill Life Leech, the percentage of health regained by dealing anomaly damage, includes status damage. Alright, beautiful people, well, that about does it for the video. I've gone over all the character stats that you can receive in Outriders, and remember that these stats are going to be available as attributes on your weapons and gear, and additionally available through nodes in your character tree. Hopefully this video will make looking for certain attributes on your gear a little bit easier in the demo. If you found this video helpful, then please leave a like. If you would like to see more Outriders content from myself, then please subscribe. If there's any other videos in particular that you would like to see, then leave a comment down below. But regardless of whether you do any of that, I appreciate your views nonetheless. Stay safe out there, Outriders, and I hope to see you on Enoch.
Well, no, we're not professionals.